Thank you, my fellow Toastmasters. It is absolutely my pleasure to be here. When our Toastmaster of the day said, things are getting absolutely silly and it has to be the sunshine, as various members who had confirmed their roles started contacting her for one reason or another. Did I mention it's really sunny outside? And some of us need a break. Graduations are finally in bloom. Weddings happening all the time now. And people's plans keep changing. So she said, Jake, how about a speech? I said, oh, I've been waiting for this very moment, especially when it comes to scheduling ourselves here at Toastmasters, because meeting management is one of the most important tasks where we can all contribute. That's right. When it comes to managing our meetings, we often think that it's just the Vice President of Education or the Toastmaster of the day that is responsible for that meeting. Ha! Nay, nay. Every one of us has control over our participation in our meetings. That is because we have the phenomenal tool called Easy Speak. Have any of you heard of this tool, Easy Speak? I see some yoga going on, but since we're unmuted, it's okay to say, yes, Jake, let me hear it.
Yes,
Jake. But sometimes I wonder, are you sure? Well, let's see, because I'm going to introduce you to some functions in Easy Speak that we all ought to be using every week. See how I said that? Easy Speak every week. I'm going to share my screen with you, and you can decide how you want to move the bar on your screen. Are you going to keep Jake nice and big? Are you going to split it down the middle? Or are you going to really focus on the Easy Speak portion of it? My evaluator might continue to look at me, but you've seen me before. So listen up and let's go ahead and look at our Easy Speak program here at River City Toastmasters. Look familiar?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, some of you look bewildered. This is what Easy Speak looks like. And for Easy Speak, you simply type in easy-speak.org. Once you've done that, I highly recommend you bookmark it. I waited though until I logged in. Once you've logged in, which Victor has sent each one of you a login, you have your username and then the infamous password. Once I did that, I said, save me on that one. So whenever I log into Easy Speak, I immediately go to this beautiful screen. And I see my beautiful picture. It lets me know I'm in the right place. Now, if your beautiful picture isn't there yet, never fear. I'm going to show you how to upload it. Directly beneath my username, Jake Ski, thank you, Victor, for assigning that to me. That happens to be first 4 letters of my first name and the last 3 letters of my last name. Clever again. You'll see the links below my name. You see 2, Power Talkers and River City Toastmasters. Because with Easy Speak America, yes, there are multiple Easy Speaks in the UK, Ireland being part of that, you'll see that soon. Europe and other parts of the world, there are other forms of Easy Speak. That is why I mentioned easy-speak.org is the one we use here in the United States and Canada, North America, to be clear. So you're going to pick the club that you participate in. In this case, I have pulled up Power Talkers. Why? Because I want to show you specifically the screen that you will see as a member. Officers see a slightly different screen as they manage the meeting, and they get to see how you have assigned yourself various tasks. So once I clicked on Power Talkers, I confirm that by this screen popping up here, and it says Power Talkers. The date of the very next meeting popped up. And then we can look forward to seeing the word of the day as well as the theme. At this point, we know that there is a theme is attributes of the spirit - kindness, patience, and joy. Now, if you were thinking about this meeting and possibly preparing for table topics, you can prepare for table topics. You could think about how patience, kindness, and joy falls into your life. Well, there's a clue for you. Yes, you can. If you had looked at the theme for today, you would have known that sunshine would be part of it. Have any of you thought about how sunshine and summer plays into your life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you do it before today?
No.
No! We all have an opportunity to shine, and there are many secrets to doing that. The word of the day will be assigned by the grammarian or the Toastmaster if the grammarian has been sleeping. I hope that doesn't happen this next year. This is your first clue. Every member gets the opportunity to say then, I am attending this meeting. I have done that. You know that because I clicked on the green here, and I've also confirmed my attendance here. Can you see my mouse circling this big area?
Yes.
Yes. We can also see who else has already confirmed or known that they aren't going to be there. This is something you want to do in advance. This is something I ask all of you to do, and your Vice President of Education asks that you do. If you know, and here's the next, it will show me the next meeting. The date has changed to Monday, June 14th. I have already said no. I happen to know that I am on an airplane during that time. So I made it easy for the Vice President of Education and the Toastmaster. Vice President of Education now knows not to schedule me for any role. And the Toastmaster knows that I'm not the person to call for a last-minute speech. If they see that I'm here and I haven't been assigned a role, it means I'm excited to participate in any way that I can. You too can do this moving forward for all of the meetings in our future that have been assigned. Going back to our main screen, this is the meeting that is coming up. On the right-hand side, you can see assigned roles. So now that you have said what meetings you're going to be at, and you've said, I'll be there for this meeting and confirmed that you'll be at this meeting, because remember, the others we did in advance, but stuff happens. So I confirmed, yes, looking at my schedule, nothing has changed. And now I can go and look at what roles I have been assigned for. I was assigned for timer. I should let them know that I am prepared to be timer, that I have the backgrounds, and I don't need to call anybody for help on this. I'm going to go ahead and tell them right now that yes, I'll be timer. What do you know? There's a green check next to my name, and the Toastmaster can sleep at night knowing they have a timer for the very next meeting. Can you feel the ease? Because it's just that easy for each and every one of us to communicate within the club. And it makes it that much easier for the Vice President of Education to assign our roles and make sure that we all have the opportunity to participate. But hey, wait a second. What if I don't want to be assigned a role? What if I am thinking about where I'm growing in my personal life? Maybe I want to become a better listener. This is something I'm going to work on. And in order to do that, I'm going to take advantage of one of the top roles for listening. Now you should see my Toastmasters Europe. Can you all see Toastmasters Europe on your screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. Here, there's signing up for roles is slightly different. We'll take a vote in our club to decide if we want to be able to assign ourselves roles or continue to have our VP Edge. In this club, what we've done is say, hey, I want to go ahead and assign myself the role of grammarian just as soon as possible because this really helps me to listen better. I know that I'm not going to be at this meeting, because I've already said no. But this one, I've said, I'm here, possibly. And this one, I said, I'm here, definitely. So I'm going to go on down to the grammarian role and say, please, sign me up. And now, the Vice President of Education does not need to assign this role for the meeting on July 21st because I got it first. Sorry, folks. For the rest of you working on listening, though, you might want to consider being an evaluator or making sure that you are an awe counter. These are other roles that will definitely help you to be a better listener. If you're wondering, what role should I take on to work on this particular or any particular area in your life? Talk to your mentor or your master mentor. That's me. I'd like to help you focus and take advantage of every one of our roles to help you achieve whatever it is that you need to achieve outside of the club. This is just one of the many facets of Easy Speak and helping you to control your growth. This just is getting better and better, doesn't it? Now, some of you wonder, how did she get to this screen? I'm going to take you back to the United States. Here we are, everybody. Back to Easy Speak in the United States and back to my other club, Power Talkers. Here I am, a simple member, a valuable member. And there is a section here called My Participation, where I can sign up for meetings. That's right. Once you've said I'm going to be at a meeting, now you can sign up for meetings in advance. At this particular club, it goes week to week. So depending on if we get assigned or if we do like that other club is doing in Europe, we will either click on it or we'll see that it has not yet been assigned and we can contact our Vice President of Education. I want to check in with you right now. How am I doing on my pace? If I can ask you to shake out your shoulders a little bit, please. Thank you. Saying please sure does help to get people to respond. Now that you've shaken your shoulders, you can choose your right, or left hand to let me know. How's my pace right now? If it's good, please raise your hand. Okay. Am I going a little too fast? Raise your hand now. Okay, then I'm going to keep on going at the pace I'm at. And at the end, I'll make sure to give you an opportunity to ask me questions about this valuable tool called Easy Speak, where you are in control because it's just that easy. My participation is an area where you can find out just how you're doing in the club and how much you're participating. That's where I can go to view my speech progress. How am I progressing? Well, I have scheduled myself for multiple speeches in different clubs. So look at that. I'm scheduled at River City Toastmasters and Speaker Lab. And wait a second, why is River City Toastmasters showing up when I'm in Power Talkers? Because Easy Speak is brilliant and it lets me know where I'm taking action regardless of the club that I'm in, as long as I'm in the right program. It then tells me what's happening in my pathways in each one of my workbooks. But Jake, what's all this about? Yes, how do you know what workbook you're in and where? Let's go back to this, my participation. We just said, how do you sign up for meetings? Which I clicked on, and I'm so happy that my computer is going quickly for all of you. Now I'm going to go on to, back to the left-hand side, my participation, request a speech. Does this look familiar? It does to Bonnie, because I just watched her lips move as she said, we got Tina to giggle. So I'm feeling very confident on this side of the screen. When we request a speech, we can simply first select a title of our speech. And this is where we write our introduction. We've talked about introductions in other speeches, and you can learn how to do that through Pathways, as well as working with your mentor or showing up from one of my many speeches where I talk about the value of an introduction. I believe that our wonderful VP membership, Victor, has also done a video on this. Once you've done that, you can tell it what workbook you're working out of. Oh, look at all those speeches Jake's done. What workbook and what speech. So for today, I chose Presentation Mastery because that's the one I'm working on. And then I went ahead and selected a speech. Today, I went down to wherever I could find something that was associated, since it was last minute, that had to do with managing online meetings. I said, this looks good. And then I clicked on it. And when you click on this baby, it tells you what that is all about. So on and so forth. That's just another little tricky thing there. And then my preferred dates, when I would like to do this. Since Power Talkers has already scheduled several meetings in advance, I could say if I want to be. Right now, Power Talkers already has 2 people scheduled. So the meeting is full. But it looks like I could, in any of these meetings coming up, schedule myself. This is how easy it is to schedule yourself for a meeting. I'm not going to save that because I could really throw my VP education or future Toastmaster off. That wouldn't be very nice. Amrik, I see your hand raised, and I'd like to answer your question now if it's brief.
Sure. Back to when you're scheduling your workbook, is that hooked up to Toastmasters International? Does it automatically show up on that side when you accept it here? Is there a link there?
That is an excellent question. The situation is this. EasySpeak is an independent program. You can lower your hand. EasySpeak is an independent program from Toastmasters International and Pathways. So you will need to go in and enter that in your Pathways. But aren't you going into Pathways for your lesson anyway? And once you're completed with your path, then you'll be evaluating yourself and letting your VP of Education know that you've completed it and you'll receive your award. In that case, you'll definitely be appreciative of that wonderful program called Pathways that is monitored by Toastmasters International.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking that question. However, what this does do is let me do this. And you can use this as a check and balance, as does your Vice President of Education, who has to keep records. But guess what? You're keeping the records. As soon as I said view my speech progress, I can use this as a check and balance to make sure that I did go into Pathways and say what I've done. I also use this myself for my Vice President of Education in Europe. Because I do speeches here, and she needs to verify that I'm doing speeches here, as well as those in Europe, I do a print screen for her and send it on over. Notice that some say completed and not. This is something that the Vice President of Education does after every meeting. So sometimes when you said you're going to be at a meeting and last minute you aren't, they make sure to track that for you so you don't forget to come back and actually complete that speech you definitely wanted to do, but for some reason couldn't. This is how we continue to progress using our own EasySpeak. Now remember in the beginning, I mentioned to you how to set up your profile. We want to see your smiling face and want to be able to communicate with you. That's why you have the profile. Here is where you get to set up your profile. At Power Talkers, they have only entered in the bare minimum. Oh, and none of you need to see my passwords. However, on a personal level, guess what? You can find out what it is I do because I've entered it in for you. You also know how to reach me. You don't need to look for a club roster. It's already here. I've also included my preferences that I want information sent to me in English. If I wanted it sent to me in a different language, I could in fact choose that language. And then when EasySpeak sends out an email to all of the members, it will decide which email to send out, a version in German or a version in English. When I'm reaching out to my friends in Germany who speak primarily German, I usually send something to them in German. Since they have told the program that's what they prefer, that's what will happen. I haven't filled out the rest yet, and my address would be a good idea. But this is where the magic happens. This is where you can upload your image of anything you desire. I thought it would be nice to have my face there, but maybe you want to put something like Mickey Mouse. That's up to you. But when your fellow Toastmasters are looking for you on the site, they might really prefer to see your face because we just don't see enough of each other these days. This is where you can do it in uploading your photo. Now it continues on, and I encourage you to play with that. But you say, gosh, Jake, how am I going to remember all of this information? As intuitive as this program really is, that's why it says EasySpeak, because it allows us to communicate so easily. It does have this wonderful thing called support, and even better, under help, seems right. You can go to EasySpeak Video. Dun, dun, dun! That's right, not all videos are made by the fabulous Mr. Victor Irving Jenkins, but EasySpeak and other proud people in the Toastmasters community have also created videos to help you. They're based on club member, president, vice president education, membership, and so forth. You find the one that relates to you. There you can discover how to set yourself up within Toastmaster or within EasySpeak. How to request a speak. Tracking your progress. There you go, Amrik. How about how to sign up for meetings? You ever wonder, how does Jake know so much? Well, every once in a while, I've decided to forego other forms of social media, or while waiting for my favorite program to come back to season, I will check out a video knowing this is where it will help me. Then there's the fabulous team project that was done by King Arthur's Club, where they decided to create members from Disneyland. And they too will show you just how easy it is to use EasySpeak. So these videos are here to help you. Now that I've taken you through EasySpeak, I've shown you how to set up your profile. I've shown you how to let our members know if you're going to be at a meeting, how to confirm that you will be at that meeting come the week of the meeting, how to confirm your roles, how to select a role, how to let us know that you want to speak and tell us what you want to speak about. And now the last thing, how do we communicate with our fellow Toastmasters? And that is simply under my communication. If you want to send a message to your president, your vice president of education, or contact other members, you can easily do that here under my communication. Since all of you have gone into your profile and set up your email address, the current email address, it will be easy to contact all of you. And that is significant. I could share more unique nuances, but let's take this one step at a time. You're looking at it as a member. Once you become an officer, there's so many really cool tools, unique tools to help you to perform tasks that will allow you to focus on the truly important aspects of an officer. And that is how to make each meeting dynamic, working with your other club officers, and focusing on your own leadership growth. Let's not spend all of our time and energy trying to pull meetings together when really we can work together and it will do it itself.